Hey there fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in Panama, and today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting Central America, because a lot of people get kind of freaked out when they think about coming to Central America, but honestly it's a wonderful place to visit. It's our go-to spring break destination with our kids and we love it, but we know that there's some things you should know before you come so you can have a better time. So let's get started. Now the first thing I want to talk about, and this is one that people always tell us when we tell them we're going to Central America, whether we went to Tikal in Guatemala, we're going to Belize, we're heading to Costa Rica, we're enjoying time in Nicaragua, at Lake Nicaragua. People always get freaked out about this, and I want to tell you this: don't be scared off of visiting Central America, because people are like, oh, the cartels, the drug dealers, all the stuff that happens there, you're going to get disappeared, don't go there, don't go there, and they freak out. Look, there are some safety issues here in Central America. However, in general, if you're a tourist, where you're going to go, where you're going to stay, you're going to have a good time and you can be safe when you're here. If you want to go to more safer countries, Panama, Costa Rica, Belize, those ones you're probably a little bit better off in terms of safety-wise. Obviously, places like Honduras, I would kind of avoid. You got to be extra careful in Guatemala. But in general, you can have an incredible time when you are here. But you do need to pay attention, but don't let that keep you from visiting, because whether you're having your fill of rice and beans or you're enjoying the ecotourism here in Central America or seeing the Mayan ruins, it's just such a wonderful place to visit that I want to tell you, don't be scared off from coming here, because it's a fantastic place to visit, whether from Panama or Costa Rica. I mean, we loved our time in Belize. I mean, you can, Nicaragua, Josh wants to move there. I mean, you can have a wonderful time, so don't be scared off. But I will tell you this, when you do come, don't be anti-rice and beans, because rice and beans, yes, they show up in the menu all over the place throughout Central America. Whether you're hanging out in Guatemala or you're here in Panama, you will notice they pop up. Gallo pinto, which is like the national dish of, Costa Rica, it's rice and beans. And sometimes they'll spice it up and make it beans and rice. But I just want you to be ready for a lot of rice and beans when you come here, because there's a lot of similarities in some of the foods when you go through. Now there are differences, but one thing that's consistent is that rice and beansiness. And I will tell you, if you get something arroz con pollo, which is rice with chicken, or pollo con arroz, or chicken with rice, know that it is different, because whatever's first, rice with chicken means you're gonna get a lot of rice and some chicken in it. But if you get chicken with rice, it's a big piece of chicken with some rice. But just know, rice will pop up, beans will pop up, all right? Now, another thing I think is really important when you come to Central America is you can't, don't ever get in a hurry. Don't ever get things in the last minute. Don't wait to do things, because Central American time, things tend to take a little bit longer, whether you're going through passport control or the border checks, you're going over the buses, or the bus is getting you anywhere, or waiting for service for things, or checking at the hotel. I mean, patience is key when you go to restaurants to get seated, to get your menu, get your drinks. I mean, things are much more laid back here. That's what's great about it, because having that patience helps you relax, okay? So if you're one of those like, we gotta go, 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 look, you gotta calm down, calm when you come here. You gotta have that patience, because things take a little bit longer when you're in Central America. Because I have seen a number of tourists, whether it's at the airport or it's out and about, getting kind of frustrated with the time kind of thing, and just realize, just plan accordingly. Give yourself the extra time, it'll be okay. Enjoy the beautiful views, enjoy the wonderful food and the super friendly people. Yeah, enjoy that part of like having to spend more time doing things, all right? Now, another thing I think you need to realize when you come to Central America, public transportation is a way of life. You're gonna have to use this to get around. I mean, but I will tell you, don't be anti-public transportation, because some people get a little freaked out. Yes, there are some things you might want to be careful. If you're in bigger cities, just like everywhere, careful on public transportation. But when I talk about public transportation, I'm talking about when you're going between cities, buses are going to be your way to go around, okay? And I will tell you, don't forget there are differences in levels of service when you're taking buses, because yes, you can take Nicaragua, you can take the chicken buses, where literally there's chickens on the bus, where people are bringing their plantains on the bus, all kinds of. It's an old, literally an old yellow school bus from the US. They have that as public transportation in some places, not everywhere. That is kind of like the stereotype of Central America. Oh, you're on the old school buses, they're all painted up. Some places you are, but not everywhere. So you can get like the Executiva, the nicer buses to take you places, but just be aware, you're gonna be busting around. You're not gonna be taking trains. I mean, like here in Panama, you can fly around, but basically you're on the road when you go around. And don't be afraid to rent a car. In some places, Costa Rica, Panama, Belize, you can drive around, not really a big deal, so you can enjoy the country that way. But honestly, taking the chicken buses or the vans going around, there is that. But I will tell you, when you are here in Central America, don't think that the taxi scams don't exist, because that's one of the biggest scammy things you might see here in Central America. So I would say this: if you're gonna get a taxi, one, check and see if there's an Uber available. It's available all over. Like rideshare apps are available throughout Central America, so you could go that route instead. But if you are gonna take taxis anywhere in Central America, always ask your hotel to get it for you so you can book one, so it's like a reputable one. But always, always, always negotiate the fare before you get in so you know what you're gonna pay, so you don't get kind of taken for a ride when you are there. Now, another thing I think is important to mention when we talk about money here, okay? One, yeah, credit cards, don't expect to use them everywhere. However, if you're in bigger cities, not usually a problem, but I will say this, in general, Central America, cash is king. And when I say cash is king, it's the local currency and the US dollar. But don't think the US dollar is the official currency everywhere. Now, some places it is, like here in Panama, the dollar, El Salvador, the dollar. However, what you want to realize is even in places like Costa Rica or you're going to Guatemala with their own currencies, you can still pay with the US dollar a lot of places. But I will tell you this, whether you have the local currency or you have the US dollar, you want to have small bills because not having change is a thing when you're here. So be aware of that. And when you think about like the money side of things, I do want to tell you, don't think all of Central America is cheap, because some places, Panama, Costa Rica, their prices are like going to the US vacation kind of prices. You can find more affordable, cheaper destinations, Nicaragua, Guatemala, you know, you can do that. So there are options out there, but don't think it's always cheap. But do know there are some deals you can get and you'll be like, wow, the whole family ate so well. That's pretty cool. Like that's one of the best parts. You'll go to Nicaragua, you can really enjoy all the food and all the culture there for an affordable price. But here in Panama, ouch, the tours here, you're talking sometimes you're looking at $100, $200 for tours here for day trips per person. So do be aware of that. Now, speaking of tours, I will say this. If you get a chance to do a tour, you get a chance to go to any of the Mayan ruins or any of the indigenous villages when you are here, don't pass it up, because honestly, if you're in Guatemala, you gotta go to Tikal. Or even if you're staying in Belize, you can go across the border and go into Tikal, which is probably the largest Mayan ruins you can ever see. And when that is undone, like when it's all uncovered, it's gonna be incredible. I mean, it already is incredible, but when you're there and you're like, oh my gosh, this is insane how big it is, how many temples there are, how many pyramids there are, oh my god, what all is here, it's insane. Oh, and if you're not sure what Tikal is, if you ever watched the original Star Wars, yeah, that Yavin 5, boom, there you go. There's Tikal, they show that to you. I mean, it's incredible. Or if you're in Honduras, you want to be careful, but Copan, you can check that out. I mean, there's so many great Mayan ruins you can visit. It's so historical, just amazing to visit and learn about the history of it. But also, if you go to the colonial history when you're here, to visit some of those, you know, if you're going to be in Nicaragua and you go to Granada there, or if you go to, you know, Casco Viejo here in Panama City, you have these colonial cities as well that you can go visit. So you have that history you want to see. So don't pass up that colonial history, but also the indigenous history. And if you get a chance to go out to some of the indigenous communities, go see them doing their artist work, go have them doing traditional things. I mean, it is kind of a really nice experience to learn that when you're here. So don't pass up tours for that. But let's be honest, a lot of people when they come to Central America, they're not thinking about the Mayan history. They're not thinking about the indigenous people. They're not thinking about the food. What they're thinking about are the beaches. And I want to tell you this, don't think that the Caribbean beaches and the Pacific beaches are the same. It is a completely different beach experience when you go to the two. Caribbean beaches, that's the white sand and crystal clear blue water and the snorkeling and just like, oh yes, I am a true vacation destination. You have that. Going to Key Coker in Belize. If you're on the coast, you know, the coast here in Panama, going up over on the other side, because Panama City, where I'm at now, is on the Pacific side. If you want that Caribbean like vacation sandy beach vibe, you got to go to the Caribbean. But if you want to learn how to surf, then you come to the Pacific side, because here the beaches are not as nice. They're much more rocky, much more, I guess, much less refined sand, let's say. But what's cool is the surfing that's here, the nature that's along the coast is really cool. I mean, I was in Jaco and learned how to surf when I was on the Pacific coast, but I got to tell you, it is two very different vibes. Especially if you're going to be going to like resorts on the two, much more of a party vibe kind of thing on the Caribbean side, much more kind of serious vibe-ish if you're on the Pacific side, but you can have fun on both. But I just want you to know there is a difference. So you might want to pick your destination accordingly if you're looking for that beach vacation. Because honestly, going to San Blas Islands here in Panama, gorgeous. It's like untouched nature beauty. It's insane. Versus coming here on the Pacific coast, where you have much more of the like not rocky beaches, but crushed up shell beaches with the darker sand. It is different. Now, another thing I think is important to mention when you come here is toilet time. And don't expect toilet time in Central America to be the same as back home. That means, yes, you're probably going to throw your toilet paper into the bin by the toilet, not in the toilet, because the pipes can't handle it. Also, that means if you're going to public toilets, sometimes you might need to pay for the public toilets. And I will tell you this, don't forget to bring toilet paper or have tissues with you whenever you go anywhere, because you might not have it when you go to a restroom around Central America. So do be aware of that. And I know for some people you're like, ew, gross. But I'm just gonna say, it happens all over the world where you have that, so do be aware of it, don't freak out. That's why you don't wanna forget to tip your cleaning staff, because if your hotel has that, they're literally cleaning up your poop after you, okay? So don't feel bad tipping them, because you should, because think about what they're taking away. And I guess one of the things you might need the toilet for is if you have a little tummy troubles when you are here, and I'm gonna put a lot of things together in this one, but I'm gonna say this, don't forget to bring a good med kit. And when I'm saying med kit, I'm not like, oh, all this crazy stuff. No, we're talking Imodium to stop the runs, Pepto for upset stomachs, okay? Make sure you bring sunblock, like high SPF, and do it a lot of, reapply many times, because the sun, you're close to the equator, it beats down on you. Even if you don't notice, you're in higher elevations where it's a little bit cooler, that sun really gets down on you. You wanna be careful with that. Also, don't worry about the bugs, because they're gonna be everywhere you go, it seems like. So don't forget to bring good bug spray, maybe have the wipes for you. Our hotel here actually gives you wipes in your room. It's like, oh, shampoo, conditioner, bug wipes, because they will be there. So have all those things with you when you are here for your stuff. Also for after bite, if you do get bitten by things, it's not just mosquitoes that might get you when you're here in Central America. Another important thing to mention is don't forget to stay hydrated, because it's so humid, it's so hot in most of Central America. You can get dehydrated very quickly, and it's important to drink a lot of water. However, I would tell you this, don't drink the tap water. Now, a few places like Costa Rica, Panama, there's a lot of places you can drink the tap water, but in general, to avoid any problems whatsoever, any rural areas, most of Central America, you gotta stick to the bottled water. Otherwise, let me tell you, we were given local water by someone in El Salvador. We were doing bottled water all the time, asked them to refill it at their bottling station. Guy gave us tap water. I'm not joking you, if you've ever seen the X-Files, when the black sludge comes out of people, it was coming out of both sides. I've never burped and barfed sulfur before, or sulfur before, but I did, okay? That's why. Med kit, Imodium, lots of it, just in case. But don't play with the water when you are here, the tap water, but do stay hydrated, because you don't think you're gonna beat the heat and humidity, because it's gonna nail you. Also, don't complain about the heat and humidity to the locals, because they already know. They live in it, they understand. They have to deal with it, so should you, all right? Now, another thing I think is really important when you come here is realize Central America, don't forget, this is ecotourism center. I mean, I don't care if you want to go diving, the blue hole in Belize, or swimming with rays and sharks kind of stuff, or zip lining, Monteverde cloud forest in Costa Rica, where you're walking through literally in the clouds, in the forest, where you're hiking around. I mean, going to the beaches. I mean, this is nature. If you're a nature person, you want to come to Central America, because all the things you can do, whether you're doing hikes, whether you're doing the zip line, like I said before, whether you're going kayaking, whether you're going hiking, I mean, there's so many things to do in terms of when you're going around all these places that you could really have a great time. That's why our kids love coming here, because who doesn't want to, in Nicaragua, surf down a volcano? Yes, you have all this great ecotourism here you could enjoy. Even if it's just taking a boat and going through the canal here in Panama, or these letas in Lake Nicaragua and chilling out there. I mean, it's just such a fantastic place to go. And I want to tell you, don't forget to bring your kids. I know a lot of people are like, no, I don't, going back to that number one, it's too scary, it's too dangerous. No. I will tell you right now, if my kids have a choice, they will choose Central America 100 times out of 100 times over going to Europe, because of the outdoor activities, the ecotourism, the friendliness of the people. I'm gonna tell you this, don't worry, wherever you go in Central America, the locals will talk to you, and if you speak some Spanish, they'll talk to you even more, and it's a fantastic experience. They want you to enjoy your countries, because the locals are all like little tour guides, because they're so happy that tourists come here to enjoy their culture. Maybe not in Costa Rica, because the prices got too high, but other places, they do have that. So don't forget to meet the locals, but don't forget to bring the kids as well. And I want to say with that Spanish thing, don't forget to brush up on some of your Spanish before you come. No, you don't have to be fluent, and I will tell you, your Spanish, high school Spanish, might not be able to keep up with certain types, because the Spanish in different parts of Central America is different. Nicaragua is like the cleanest Spanish ever. Costa Rica, I didn't have any problems. Here in Panama, I'm like, disculpa? Like, what'd you say? So realize it's gonna be a little difficult sometimes, but honestly, just knowing gracias, which is thank you. Oh, whenever you go in anywhere, buenos dias, good day, good morning, like those kind of things make a huge difference anywhere in Central America. They appreciate that, the greetings kind of stuff. That will help ingratiate with the locals. Yes is sí, no is no. I mean, know those basic things and you'll be okay. But remember, gracias, thank you, is the most important one. I guess gracias and buenos dias, know those. And the thing is, when you come here, I want to tell you, don't expect a quiet vacation in Central America, because in general, not everywhere, like Panama's more calm than other parts of Central America, but realize loud, boisterous people, events going on, music in the evening, these kind of things. It's not going to be a quiet vacation. If you want a quiet vacation, go to a resort on the Pacific coast and you will have a quiet vacation. But if you want to really enjoy the community, meet the people, you got to get out there and it's going to be loud. I mean, you come here in Carnival and it's just an incredible experience to enjoy. So be ready for that. Seriously, just be ready for a loud, boisterous time when you come to Central America. Marriage party just went through, wedding party just went through with the whole band and everything. It is part of enjoying Central America. But don't expect to be quiet. I love it. And really, I know I said if you want that quiet one, stay at the resort, but I want to say this, don't just stay at your resort. A lot of people come to Central America and they just do the all-inclusive and they might do like one little tour or one little thing out. I'll say this, don't just stay on your resort. If you want to get the local food, the local people, the local culture, you got to get out of the resort, okay? So don't just stay there, go help and help the economies of these countries, not just in the resort, but outside as well, because it will make it much more of an enjoyable experience, because I can do resort travel anywhere, so why not enjoy the culture that's there, not just the resort. Oh, and another thing I think I need to mention when you talk to the locals, I will say this, don't go on about how cheap Central America is, because I'll be honest with you, some places are very cheap or very affordable for us who are from the US or Europe, but it's not necessarily affordable for the locals. It's not cheap for the locals, and that kind of hurts their feelings. It does hurt their feelings. It makes it tough for them because they're trying to get by on their local salaries, and you've got that American money or that European money, which is a total different level. So if you want to talk about how, like, don't say cheap, it's an affordable vacation. I've enjoyed my value for my money when I am here. So there is that, okay? But it can be a very affordable place to visit, which is also another thing, which is why we came here a lot when the kids were little, because like, hey, we didn't have much, so we could enjoy our time when we're here on a really like good value-based price. Now, I know I said don't be scared to come to Central America, but I got to tell you this, don't be laissez-faire with your safety when you do come here. Locals will tell you where not to go. Do your research to know what neighborhoods not to go to. If you're a tourist, you're most likely not going to go to the bad parts of town. You're going to stay in Casco Viejo here in Panama City. You're going to go to Quito when you're Belize. You're not going to go to like any dangerous parts, you know, but it is important where you're going around. Like, don't wear your bling, don't flash your money. If you're going to get money from the ATM, always go to the ATMs inside the bank to do that, so you're a little bit safer off there, because things do happen. Use the safe in your hotel room, all right? Leave the bling at home. You don't need it when you're here. People are much more chillaxed and relaxed when you are here, so be aware of that. Another safety thing I want to mention when you're going to the beaches, whether Pacific or the Caribbean, one, don't forget to look at the signs if you need to be careful. Also, don't forget to look at the flags if it's safe to go in the water or not, all right? So, two safety things I forgot to mention. I want to make sure you know, because a lot of people come here to enjoy the beach, and I want you to have a good and safe time when you're here. And also, I will tell you, don't forget to take pictures of your passport and have photocopies of your passport with you. So if you leave your passports, you know, in the hotel safe, you have the ID, because a lot of the countries here, you have to have ID. If they can just ask you for no reason, that's not like, why are you searching me? They can just take and ask, so be aware of that. Also, maybe don't bring your camouflage outfits, because in some countries in Central America, you can't wear camouflage because it makes you look like the military, and that is not something you want to look like. Now, another thing that we love to do when we come here to Central America is go to the market. So don't pass up the mercado when you come here, because the mercados here, you get the batidos, the like smoothies they make here. You get fantastic local food when they're there. You get local souvenirs, like really locally made souvenirs when you go there. It's a really great experience. You can practice your Spanish if you want to like haggle and negotiate a little bit, but honestly, when you go to those markets, whether it's a big city or a small town, it really is truly a great experience. And honestly, for a lot of times, that's our favorite place to go get lunch, our favorite place to go get breakfast sometimes too, because when you go to the big hotels or you go to smaller hotels, a lot of it's, you know, like the eggs and kind of typical hotel breakfasts. And if you want something like local breakfast, the mercado is the place to go. Honestly, I'm excited to get back to Panama City, because guess what? I get to go to the mercado there, and they have the best ceviche there. Oh, you can't go wrong. Now, when you are here in Central America, I want to tell you this, don't expect a lot of personal space. Like, they don't have the big, huge personal space bubble like you have in the US and some parts of Europe. It's definitely much more a close-up experience, so do be aware of that. Know that people will be up close and personal with you, whether it's on the buses or going around. Just be aware of it and don't get upset by it, because that's just how the cultures are here. Then it's much more tight and togetherness, and so you're closer in proximity, which for some people can be a little bit, could you back up a little bit? but that's just the way it is. Oh, if you're gonna be doing tours, I think another thing I wanna mention to you is don't be surprised if the cheap tour and the expensive tour end up being on the same boat or the same bus, because there's a lot of different tours you can go on in Central America, but a lot of them, what they'll do, those programs will put them all together in one tour to get it together, especially if you're in low season, a lot more chance you're gonna get put together in other groups, so be aware of that. So don't be surprised. You see, oh, that tour was $60 and this one was $45, but we're on the same bus to go out to the ruins. What's going on? It's just the way it is. So be aware of that. So make sure you look at the reviews for the tours you're going to go on online, because the online stuff's everywhere here. They have reviews of them all over. People have videos about it, so you can see which one you should do. So do I need to spend the higher price for the same tour? You might want to think about that, especially if you're going to go out to the islands, like if you're going to go to San Blas, or you're going to go, going over to Kikoga. I mean, a lot of the stuff, it's very similar things. Same boats, same stuff. So do be aware of that, because I have seen some tours get really upset about that, when it's just one of those things you just need to realize, accept, you got your tour and go. And the thing is, I'm doing a video about Central America, going from, you want to say southern Mexico, or let's say, Guatemala, and going down from there to here in Panama. And the thing is, I'm making it sound very stereotypical, like they're all the same. And I got to tell you this, do not think that all countries in Central America are the same. I've been to them. The only one I'm missing is Honduras, and I'm telling you right now, they are all different. Your experience in El Salvador versus your experience in Belize versus your experience in Panama versus Costa Rica, it is different. The people, the culture, the rice and beans are all over, but a lot of the food stuff actually can change. Like sancocho, you'll have the chicken soup here in Panama. You're not really gonna have that when you're going up to, Tikal in Guatemala. You're gonna have something else when you're there. So do explore, do expect some differences, and look out for them. Because whether you're coming here to Panama to kind of chillax, or you're going to Belize to go diving in the blue hole, these kind of things, you have a fantastic time in Central America, and I don't want you to miss out on it. So what are some of the don'ts you have for visiting Central America? Let us know in the comments below to help other travelers enjoy this beautiful part of the world. And I'll say bye from here in Panama.